Hello everybody and welcome back for another weekly VR news breakdown. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Like normal, we'll recap everything amazing that transpired last week, prepare you for this week's new releases and game updates, and finally round out the video with the most interesting or pressing VR news to date. Today, we have a handful of new release titles. Titles like Stride, Walkabout Mini Golf, and Pistol Whip are getting huge updates. Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference starts today, and we absolutely have to take a minute to discuss the new games that were announced for the Sony PlayStation 2. Now there are of course links and timestamps if you want to jump around this video, but let's start things off with the new releases. Now first up is World of Mechs, which released last week after a short delay. Now I was originally planning to cover this game, but my key came in moments before official release, so that's basically useless. Now my key was followed by an announcement that this game was exclusive to the Oculus Rift 2. Yes, if your brain is melting, you did hear that correct. Whoever was in charge of promoting this title needs to be fired. Now I still do plan to jump in and give you guys my opinion on this title, but the under the radar release doesn't look to be going too good, and there are some serious questions here. First up, there's only 53 reviews at the moment, and it's sitting around 4.25 stars. This title was supposed to be playable on the original Quest. In fact, when I got my key, I did have the option to deploy it to my Quest 1, but the official store page is only saying support for Quest 2. So I'm just not sure what happened with this game's release. But if you are looking for a new mech title, you might want to check it out. Now another new release that slipped past me is for Barn Finders VR. Now this is a port of a flat screen game that is inspired by the reality TV show where people basically look for hidden treasure in overstuffed abandoned barns. Now if you don't get it, I'm completely with you. I don't understand how this makes for some compelling TV or gameplay. But Barn Finders has very positive reviews on Steam, and there's even a demo available if you want to download it, check it out, and see if it's right for you. Now this Thursday, June 9th, we're getting the PCVR release of Green Hell, which I am actually pretty pumped for. I put a few hours into the Quest 2 version, but I definitely want some better graphics and performance. I'm pretty sure the PCVR version will deliver, and soon I'll be able to starve to death again in the middle of the jungle. Okay, so next up we got an announcement for Bocce Time, an upcoming bocce simulator that is a vibe similar to Walkabout Mini Golf. You can play single player against AI or online with up to 4 people. Now this is from Deep Dive Interactive, the studio that delivered Vengeful Rights, the RPG title that was way ahead of its time. Obviously this is a big departure from their previous title, but I do have a lot of confidence in this studio. Now while we're on the topic of cartoony minigames, we have to mention Walkabout Mini Golf's new DLC, El Dorado. This surprisingly addictive mini golf simulator keeps banging out amazing new maps, all with their own very unique style. El Dorado is a perfect example and just one more reason to jump into this game. Now while we're on the topic of updates, we just got some new gameplay for 2 upcoming VR titles. The first is the Quest release for Into the Radius, where you can watch 3 minutes of narrated gameplay and learn a lot more about this amazing upcoming title. There's a lot of love for the PC version of this game, mainly for its gameplay length, hardcore mechanics, and truly eerie immersive world. Quest 2 owners will soon get to experience this, and while there is an obvious downgrade in graphics, it doesn't look like the overall experience has been downgraded. Now I do plan to cover this title when it officially releases, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that future coverage. Now another title to give us some new gameplay is from Ziggy's Cosmic Adventure. At this point, it's starting to look like a zany version of Elite Dangerous, where you get to explore deep space, and there are some complex mechanics, but they have a very special VR twist to them. You'll be sacrificing Ziggies to create batteries, deciding what systems in your ship to prioritize, as you won't always be able to maintain maximum efficiency, and this is all done in typical VR fashion by turning knobs, adjusting dials, and pushing down on some levers. I will say, after seeing this latest footage, I am a lot more intrigued and definitely want to test out this game. Now while we're talking about testing out games, all Steam VR players will be able to test the upcoming multiplayer modes for Stride this Thursday, June 8th. Just prior to its official release on June 9th, the open play session will allow you to test the 2 upcoming new multiplayer game modes. Both feature mechanics similar to Gorilla Tag, and in Capture the Hill, you'll be trying to hold on to a crown as long as possible, while everyone else is gunning for you, and in Zombies, infected players need to chase down and infect everyone else. Now this looks and feels a bit out of place compared to Stride single player, but it still seems pretty cool nonetheless. Now something else that's pretty damn cool is the Jedi Outcast VR remake becoming publicly available this week. I recently covered this game, and it shows an amazing amount of promise, but it's definitely not close to being finished just yet. But you'll be able to find out for yourself later this week, and once there's a direct link available, I will drop it down in the video's description. And finally, in our game update section, we got a little tease that more stuff is coming to Pistol Whip next week. All we really know right now is that on June 16th, we're going to be taking on the role of an anti-hero and showing our enemies no mercy. That's all we have, and when there's more information, I'll definitely let you guys know. On the topic of more information, the Upload VR Gaming Showcase is coming this Thursday. I'm going to be live streaming the event with Reese the King, so I really hope you join us for that, and I might even have a special game sneak peek at the beginning of the stream, so make sure to join early. Okay, so before we move into some hardware information, which seems to change on a daily basis, you know what never seems to change? This channel's sponsor, Kiwi Design. Kiwi is my absolute favorite website for VR accessories. Their Quest 2 Elite strap is completely unmatched, and their hand straps now come in a wide variety of different colors, and yes, those are hand straps. Get your mind out of the gutter. There's a link to their website down in the description, and don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support this channel. Okay, so jumping back into the hardware news, Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference starts today, and unlike my expectations from last week that we were going to get the announcement of their VR headset, now everyone's expecting this hardware to be a no-show. Now, I hope that's not the case, but I think it's likely, and we most likely won't see this headset until sometime in 2023. Now, there are some other rumors floating around about this headset, such as Hollywood Studios currently developing content for it, and that we can most likely expect some AR games. Now, honestly, at this point, I don't know what to expect, but with all the supposed power that this headset will have, I hope this is true, and we get some equally powerful software and content to back it up. And while we're talking about powerful hardware and software, Sony's PlayStation VR 2 came in swinging and punched Zuckerberg right in the graphics. For starters, the Quest 2's poster child, Resident Evil 4, just got dunked on by a full remake of this title. It looks absolutely stunning, and VR content has been confirmed. Now, I do have to mention that the Sony State of Play was very specific on how they referenced the VR content, and they also separated this title out of the PlayStation VR 2 portion of the broadcast. So it looks like we're only getting some gameplay VR modes, maybe something just like the Mercenaries option, and not the entire game in VR. Now, that's not confirmed, and that can change over time, but that's the feeling they're giving off right now. Now, the State of Play continued to make our jaw drop, with other titles including Resident Evil 8, a No Man's Sky update, Saints and Sinners Chapter 2, and finally a lot more gameplay from Horizon Call of the Mountain. All of these games look absolutely stunning, and it's nice to see that Call of the Mountain is much more than a quick VR demo. I know a lot of people had that fear, but I believe Sony knows exactly what they're doing, and Call of the Mountain will be a flagship VR title. The game features a lot of mechanics that we know work really well in VR, namely climbing and archery, and it's just absolutely stunning, so I'm expecting peak level immersion. Now, my only issue with the State of Play was the fact that none of these titles are new. I was really hoping for a bit more insight to those 20 upcoming release titles, and I really wish they threw us a bone with a tiny Astrobot teaser, or maybe even Blood and Truth. Unfortunately, nothing just yet, and I'm really not expecting any new information until about September. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the meantime. Okay, everybody, that was today's new VR news. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and as always, I'll see you guys on next time.